top 5 most hated killers in Dead by Daylight. Coming in at number 5, we have the Twins, and the reason that the Twins are so hated comes down to the fact that their power is centered around slugging survivors, which is something that almost every survivor hates, just because of how boring it can be to wait around on the ground and not being able to do anything. At number 4, we have the Legion, and whilst I don't necessarily agree with the amount of hate that the Legion gets, I can definitely at least understand why they get so much hate. Many survivors just hate having to mend up so frequently, and Legion's power allows them to put survivors into the deep wound state extremely easily. But number 3, we have the Nurse, and this is definitely understandable. She released all the way back in 2016, and she's pretty much been the strongest killer in the game ever since. Not only is she hated for being the strongest killer in the game, but also the fact that she's the only killer where pallets are pretty much useless against her. So her entire power is unlike anyone else's. And coming in at number 2, we have Jason, and it's a shame that such an iconic horror villain that we've been wanting in DBD for many years can instantly become so hated. But I think this was always going to happen when you think about it. Jason was always going to be a very strong killer upon release, so it's inevitable that a lot of killers would enjoy using him, and that survivors would then become tired of playing against him. Before we do get into number 1, we have the Skull Merchant as an honorable mention. There was a point in time where Skull Merchant could essentially hold survivors hostage and drag games out for up to 1 hour, and it was pretty easy for Skull Merchant to do this since she only needed to hold a strong 3 gem. And whilst this isn't really an issue anymore, some survivors still can't get this out of their minds and will forever hate the Skull Merchant for that reason. But there's also a lot of survivors that just don't really care about Skull Merchant anymore, so that's why she didn't quite make it into the top 5. But for number 1, we have the Ghoul for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, his power is still up there with some of the strongest killers in the entire game. Not only that, he is pretty easy to play, and he's also insanely popular for these reasons. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Ghoul is still probably the killer that I see the most often whenever I do play Survivor. So the fact that you see him so frequently, combined with the fact that he's so strong and easy to play, make him by far the most hated killer in Dead by Daylight right now.